Okay. Right, let's see what we got here. How big are we going to make this one? Going to go here. We don't normally do the enlargement first, but anyway, we're just going to try our best to make an intuitive guesstimate as to how big our enlargement's going to be for this particular original. So I'm just trying to think, so 200, we're going 240 both ways for a change. We'll see how it goes, see if I've worked it out nicely. Negative, positive. Let's see, okay, here. Going to add lots of background to this one, and I'm thinking we need a background colour to go with it. So this one, thinking it's either yellow or red. I think we'll go with yellow because there's lots of yellow in it, and it'll go reverse, which will be probably shades of blue and stuff like that, cold colours or cool colours. So it's nice. I often like to replace a colour with a background colour, if you know what I mean. It's difficult to explain what I mean anyway, but enough of that. We're not going to get too caught up in the technicalities. This is not an easy thing to explain or even to understand, even watching my videos. Like, I tried to explain photocopier art on many occasions when I was young, long before this video stuff, and it's totally abstract. There's no way people are going to understand what you're saying just by talking about it. So this is probably the best way to understand my work, but most average people don't understand the controls that I'm using and how they work, and even I'm still learning something new. Very often, on many occasions, I learn new things about the controls, but this is what we're using. So I learn a lot of new things about the controls, even though I've become very familiar with them. I still have to learn, and it's not an easy thing to do, using photocopiers as an art tool. It's really not as easy as it looks. A lot of people, I think in the art world, especially traditionalists, because most galleries, like the Art Gallery of New South Wales and the Art Gallery even the Museum of Contemporary Art, are very conservative. They're highly conservative type of people, and they don't understand, nor do they appreciate. They think that just because we're using a machine, it means that it's got to be easy. Well, maybe some facets of photocopier art are easy to a certain degree. We're going to try and change this, fuck it. So basically, it's not as easy as it looks. Sometimes we're trying to do enlargements and reductions and accurately trying to work out how much we need to enlarge or reduce, and positioning the original. As you could see, I was trying to make a notch in the original to line up with the edge of the glass. Bit difficult trying to work that out, and I just can't be bothered getting too fussed. I'm going to see if I've put this in the right place. But, it's not an easy task. It's not an easy art form as people might think. If you really want to do a good job of it and become really proficient, it's really challenging. And sometimes you have to acknowledge the limits of the machinery too, and the limits of yourself, as well as the machine. So that's interesting. I was hoping to cut that out, but I'm thinking that looks nicely there. These are a little bit annoying, but I think the Italian scene looks quite nice. I'm wondering if I'm going to just enlarge along here, or maybe I'm just trying to think what we can do with that to make it better. Thinking you can see some of the yellow has come back, and there's some shades of blue. So I'm wondering if we're just going to make this into a 4-way mirror image, but I think we're going to just work on the enlargements, so we're not going to leave it like that. So I'm thinking on the horizontal we might make it 225 for the horizontal, and for the vertical, we're going to make it maybe 200 for the vertical. I think the vertical can be done in 200. So we're just going to it's going to be distorted slightly, both the horizontal and the vertical, or the X and the Y, are going to be different. So there's going to be some distortion that does not occur in real life. So yeah, it's a bit like that when working with photocopiers sometimes. Yeah, so you got to have like sometimes an artist, you give yourself an artistic license to distort things. You can't see the distortion much between the first and the second. It's only very slight, but you can sometimes notice it when you get really into the distortion bit. So I'm wondering if we're going to take it, well, I'm just going to see where my intuition takes me. We're just going to stick with that. And we're going to make this into a 4-way mirror image. Okay, so there's our two normal images that read from left to right. But when you look at a mirror image, it should read from right to left, which means that the letters are also just, reversed. So that's how you can tell a mirror image if you're in doubt. If you've got writing, if you happen to have text like this, you'll know what a mirror image is. Sometimes it's very subtle if you don't have text with an image to know that it's a mirror, if it's a mirror image or not. It's quite subtle at times. I think they do that sometimes in advertising on the odd occasion, that a mirror image works out a bit more conveniently than a normal image, which is quite strange, but sometimes I'm pretty sure I've seen at least one occasion where they've done that, and I've noticed it's not quite the way it should be. But this is art. This is art. You could call it. It should be called fine art in a sense. It's not fine art like the normal art pundits would think. And I've just nudged that one out. These are our two mirrors. Note the word Italian seen is back to front, as compared with the correct reading. So there you have it. That's one way you can tell a mirror image. But not many people, I don't think, do this. So let's see how we go. Line these up nice and neat, hopefully. But my future husband Luigi, he's from Italy. He's from South, because he's a really nice little man. He's not muscular and skinny like I think the North Italian men tend to be more muscular and skinny, whereas the Southerners are more rounded and portly. But I love Luigi the way he is, because if he wasn't made like that, he wouldn't be my Luigi. But that looks brilliant. That's really cool. I like that. In my opinion, it's cool. So I think we can call this one quits.